2 and 5/6 established, and we want to take away 8/6. There's a few ways to do this. Most high school teachers will say, oh, just convert it to an improper fraction by multiplying by the denominator and so on. And we'll do that soon with the materials. But first I want to talk about a different way where if we keep it as a mixed number for this equation, because this one actually works for this and a lot do, we can convert this one into a mixed number instead. Because we know 8/6 is 6/6 and 2/6. So we actually know that this is going to be 1 and 2/6. So then if we think about, well, let's deal with the whole numbers first. Let's go 2 take away 1. So we've got 2 wholes, take away 1 whole. That's just 2 take away 1. We learned that right out of the first year of school. That leaves us with 1 whole right now. But then we've still got 5/6 take away 2/6. And if this fraction was bigger than this one, we'd probably need to operate on our whole and get some sixths from there. But this one's not. This is just 5/6 take away 2/6. So we'll fold those 2/6 over. Bye-bye, you are gone. You are taken away. And that leaves us with 3/6, or 1 and 3/6, because our 1 is still remaining from our whole. So 1 and 3/6, which if we then grab out and look around for an equivalent fraction, looks the same size as half. So 1 1/2. So it's quite a simplified answer if you do it that way. The other way would be, let's go back to the start, except we'll keep our 2 and 5/6 in place. So we'll keep our paper clip on so that that one's folded over. And we'll have our 2 wholes back, 2 and 5/6. And now you can convert this into an improper number. To do that, you need to think, well, 1 whole is 6/6, so 1 is 6/6. So therefore 2 will be 12/6. And we can see that here. 1 is 6/6, 2 is 12/6. And then we'll add it to the 5/6. So 12/6 plus 5/6 is 17 of the sixths. 1 whole, 2 wholes, and 5/6, but we're just writing it a different way as 6/6 and 6/6 and 5 more. And now we can just take away 8/6 from that. So again, we need to take away 8. Well, let's take away this 5. That's gone. Bye-bye, 5. And now we need to take away another 3. So we'll fold this over. And we've taken away 3/6 plus the 5/6. So we've taken away our 8/6 successfully, which leaves us with 6/6 and 3/6. So that is 9/6 remaining. But another way to write that is 1 whole and 3/6, or 1 whole and 1/2. So it's the same answer. We just went there a different way. One way was keeping the wholes and the fractions, I guess, separate or as mixed numbers, and making this a mixed number instead of making this an improper. Whereas another way is to make this an improper and keep that as a fraction. So it's really up to you which way you go in terms of which way to solve it. Just remembering that this part was just about converting the 2 and 5/6 first into that, and then that came back in to be taken away from it. I personally do have a favourite, but it's not really relevant which one's my favourite, because it also depends on the problem. Like if this fraction didn't work quite well, if this ended up being 5/6 and this one was 3/6, it might be better to do a different way than what I preferred for that equation. So take the equation as it comes, take the problem as it comes, but know that there's not just one way to solve it. There are 2 really good ways to solve this equation, and probably more as well. If we look at one more, just to be cheeky, there is a transformation strategy, and we can see if that would apply here. So a transformation strategy involves making the problem prettier. So this was an ugly duckling problem, but if we add a 6th to each side, that would become 3 wholes. Take away 9/6. And if I know that 9/6 is 1 1/2, because that is 1 whole, 6/6 and 1/2, then I can just do 3 take away 1 1/2 is 1 1/2. So that's the pump it up strategy there, where that was an ugly duckling problem, but we add something to both sides to make it prettier, to make it easier to work with. Another way we could have done that same strategy is we've got 2 and 5/6. Take away 8/6 again, just as what we were doing. But let's make this number prettier. This would be prettier if it was just one whole, or 6/6. So let's take away 2/6 from both sides. So then that becomes 2 and 3/6, and that becomes 6/6, because I'm taking away from both. I'm taking away 2/6, I'm taking away 2/6. Then this becomes 2.5, it's the same. Take away 1, it's the same. So it's 1.5. So you can see so many ways to get there. So if a high school teacher or a primary teacher in 5/6 ever stands up and says, this is the way to do this equation, that's when you know it's time to walk out of class.